Hello, Nils. Welcome.
Mehdi, episode 4, I believe, right?
Yeah, definitely. Time flies. Yeah, episode
Wow, wow,
4.
wow. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, wonderful. I'm curious to see what you have found this week, and of course, sharing my thought as well. And I know that we did shared work this week, and I'm curious to see, what will happen when we share it with our audience. So, Nils, would you please you start?
Yes, I can get started, Mehdi, but if I'm correct, right, you have been working diligently, for the last 4, 5, 6 days, on a paper that we are going to publish soon.
Yes.
And I want to give you all the credits. Of course, I give
Oh,
some input, but you've been working on it so much that I would love to give back the honor to you to kind of introduce that. And then I will talk a little bit about the element of the leadership in that paper. Is that a good
yeah,
start?
yeah, definitely. Thank you very much. But we did it together, and
Sure.
when I feel that I have your support, yeah, I feel more energetic and more powerful. Yeah.
Absolutely. Right. Yeah.
Okay. So last week we decided to create a paper, and with that paper, we want to show our audience how they can set up an AI-powered Scrum team. Okay. And to be honest, I had some struggles with how to, give it a good structure.
Yeah.
I could have thought it as stances for example, product owners or Scrum Masters, or
Yeah.
we could change it with another, structures. Finally, I found a structure that helps us a lot. First of all, we know that we have three accountabilities in a Scrum team: product owner, Scrum Master, and developers. And of course, the leadership. They want to support that, team as well. And for each accountability, I have created a list of use cases that they can benefit from AI to improve their efficiency and productivity as well, and recommended some tools. To be honest,
Yeah.
when I search for those tools, that to see what type of tools do we have at the moment to introduce to our audience, it was mind blowing how many great
Yeah.
tools,
Yeah.
AI tools, we have at the moment in
Yeah.
the market.
Yeah.
Yeah. So back to you.
Yeah, no, awesome, Mehdi. And I think the power of what we are doing is that we kind of couple it to the agile roles, right, or the agile
Yes.
accountabilities. Because you can go out there, do as many AI courses as you like, but we really marry it to, okay, what is relevant for a product owner? What is really relevant for a Scrum Master? What is relevant for the developers, right? So you added that section as well. And then while we were talking about and discussing it this week, I felt like leadership is actually so key, Mehdi, in this as well, that they are on board of this. Because if you look at all the reports over the last couple of years about agile transformations, almost the number one, two, or three blockers were always in the realm of leadership. And I'm just going to put my glasses on. Of
Yeah.
course, as a podcast, you don't see that, but I'm gonna, look at the State of Agile report number 17, right? And
Oh,
and that's a report that comes out every year, and tens of thousands of respondents, whatever, right? And again, it said here that 41% of the respondents said there was not enough leadership participation, nearly identical to last year, right? So
oh,
for agile
really?
transformations, leadership is always a struggle. And if I go further in that report, right, and I won't go to too much details, but it also said at number one, right, over one third of the respondents say that the challenge for their organization's adoptions of Agile is that their leadership doesn't understand and puts up roadblocks either knowingly or unknowingly. Right. And that again realized Mehdi, that we should focus a lot on leadership as well, because we can create agile teams, AI powered teams as much as we can, but leadership must understand what they need and how to support it, as well as applying it themselves, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yes, we focus on Scrum teams, right? And
Yeah,
I think, and we think, right, that leadership is just as instrumental to this whole construct as anything else. So
yeah, I
I
can
think that
imagine.
was our most revelation of this weekend.
Yeah, yeah, and we know that they have the power of decision making.
Yes.
You know, so when they are willing to put their foot, in the world of AI,
Yeah.
they bring that opportunity to their organization.
I'll give you the example, right, Mehdi? I gave you this
Yeah,
morning about I was with a customer last week, and I did the product owner advanced training, and I told them, right, AI essentials for product owners coming up, and I said, yeah, we are almost allowed to start using Copilot, and Copilot is not even an LLM, right? And then leadership says to the product owners, this is your tool. So they are restricting this whole world of AI to product owners who can be so much more efficient and effective, right? And for teams, and leadership is again blocking it. Can you
yeah, I can
imagine? So
imagine.
they don't
Yeah,
understand it yet. So
yeah, I
that's our
agree.
job. We need to kind of get them into our trainings and make them understand that don't make the mistake again. Just empower,
Yeah,
facilitate, right?
yeah. And I believe that this is our responsibility
Yes,
to increase their level of awareness of what AI is, how they
exactly.
leverage this new electricity in their way of working.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I fully agree. Fully agree. And maybe let's talk a little bit about product owner and Scrum Master and developers as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
About product owners, I try to discover as many use cases as possible, okay, to give a heads up to our audience to see, oh, yes, for this use case also we can use, AI capabilities. And I try to introduce the new, tools that we can see in the market as well. For example, one of them that I really love, the name was, just a moment, was Zeda.io.
hmm
Zeda.io. I really loved it. Why? Because their main focus is to help teams uh, have a better product discovery. Wow.
yeah.
Using AI for product discovery, because it's a big challenge for many teams, because it is possible that they create something quality but no one wants to use,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know so
yeah,
I loved it, to be honest. And it shows us that every day we will see a new opportunity by emerging new tools, AI
yeah,
tools. So
yeah.
we
One,
should keep ourselves alive in
yeah,
this movement.
yeah. And I think one thing should be very clear. I think, Mehdi, is that we will not be always up to date with the tools that are out there, right? Our strength is that we understand product ownership and use cases in product ownership, and then
Yes,
the AI tools come, right? That's kind of our power. We know what agile leadership is, and then what tools can we use for that, right? So we will try to keep up, but it is more about that we understand what it is to work in an agile environment, right? And
yeah,
then what
definitely.
today's IA tool may be the best that you just discovered, maybe something else in a month from now, but the use case stands, right?
Definitely,
That's
definitely.
kind of that's what everybody needs to understand, that we are the ones that marry the agile world with use cases and then with tools.
Yes,
Yeah,
completely agree. And
yeah,
because of that, most of my time went to, discovering use cases.
yeah,
Because for each category, I just, introduced a few tools, for example, three or maximum
yeah,
four tools. But
exactly.
for each category, you can see that there are a lot of, dozens of use cases that we can have.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're completely right. Yeah,
And,
maybe a
and,
little
and
bit
I think
about,
also,
yeah,
maybe sorry to, but it just in my head, right? But the last trainings that we gave, right? So it's all also about learning from people who are in the training, right? Because the use cases pop up as we speak to them, as we speak
yeah,
together, right?
yeah,
It's
yeah,
also so powerful to kind of figure out how is it working in this company. I'm cannot know names, right? and I go to another company and I find I uncover other use cases, and yeah, it's just mind blowing. But yeah, how we
Yeah,
can help them in that sense.
yeah, definitely, definitely. Uh, Maybe about Scrum Masters. There are a
Yeah,
lot of use cases for Scrum Masters as well. My request to our audience is to make a committed decision and definite decision to migrate to a new level of work.
yeah,
No, and it needs them to invest in themselves to learn how they can leverage AI capabilities. Instead of, for example, having a very simple traditional sprint review, for example, why shouldn't we make a decision that this time we want to experience a new format, new great format of a sprint review? For example, we can create an AI generated video as a welcome message to our stakeholders saying, hey guys, we have created this increment with these challenges, and we believe that we have achieved our sprint goal or something like this. It can completely, change the vibration of your sprint review. And after that, after the, completion of your sprint review, you can ask your AI tools to create a short podcast of it and send it again to your stakeholders, specifically those stakeholders that couldn't be present in your sprint review. You see, by just making decisions, you can completely move to a new level of effectiveness.
yeah, 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 and because I love it, Mehdi, what all the work that you've done, right, and I added to it as well, right. But I think we started that document, right, by saying that AI doesn't replace the roles, the
Yeah.
accountabilities. It just unlocks, more power, right.
Yes.
You can become much more effective, and I think that's kind of what also comes out when you were describing, another use case for the Scrum Master. That Scrum Master is still needed. It's still out there, right? But you
Yeah.
can just spice it up. You can become more effective. You can, get more out of your audience, whatever, right? And I think
Yeah.
that's still so important to keep on, restating that we are not going to be replaced by AI, but AI
No,
will
no, no.
help
Yeah.
us a lot, right?
Yeah. We will be replaced with those people who have learned how to leverage AI.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the fact.
And I must say, there are a lot of doom scenarios in the world as well. I just watched another podcast with Obama, and he
Uh-huh.
was warning us that 2026 will be the year that a lot of people will be replaced. He didn't get it, right? And a lot of people said he didn't get it. It's more like we just become more powerful. We have more tools at our hands. We can become more effective. He didn't even talk about that. He was just talking about replacement, replacement.
Yeah.
I have high
Yeah.
regards for Obama, or let me say that. But here I think he was really short-sighted.
Mm. Okay, cool. And the last part that we worked on was for developers. And we know that they have a lot of opportunities as well with the emergence of AI. And to be honest, it was mind-blowing again as I investigated to see how AI tools can elevate their way of working, developers' way of working. And to
Yeah,
be honest, with all these opportunities, we will be faster, and we will have the opportunity to do more experiments in every single iteration or a
yeah,
sprint, or probably in the near future we will see shorter sprints as a norm.
yeah,
Okay, so again, I want to invite developers of Scrum teams to read this document and see how it can help them to again to move a new level of effectiveness.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay.
It's I think when people will read this document, right, or this
Yeah.
paper, however we wanna call it, right? I think the whole ecosystem, agile leadership, product owners, Scrum Master, developers, we address this whole context. I
Yes.
think it's very powerful, for all of them.
Yeah, definitely. And probably our promise is that we will release this document maximum by tomorrow.
Yeah.
Uh,
Let's
and
yeah.
and I want to, courageously invite our audience to download it because it is free for you as
Yep.
a, great starting point, and we call it a quick start guide. That's it. It's a starting point. And of course, I want to invite leaders to make a decision in favor of their teams if they want, a great opportunity to open new doorways to their organizations. Make a decision. Don't postpone it. Don't procrastinate it. Okay. And then you will see how this electricity can elevate your way of working.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And just it should not be an advertisement, this podcast. I know
Yeah.
that I just can't resist that on June 27, I've got a confirmed training for the leaders to join one of our AI essentials for leadership
Oh,
too.
awesome.
So yeah.
Awesome. 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 Okay. So I'm done. Nils, anything from your side?
No, this was again very exciting, Mehdi. I'm
Yeah.
already
And
looking forward to our next podcast.
and I really loved our, collaboration together that we could create this, quality paper or document. So
Yes,
hopefully our audience will be happy about that one.
absolutely, I'm sure. All right, Mehdi.
Okay, thank you very much. Bye.
Bye.